just off to GTV for the last in my present series of variety specials. On this show, we've got from the UK, the very funny comedian Peter Kay, from Australia, sensational voice of Nick Gazana, the delightful Patty McGrath, Jeff Richards' first edition, and the novelty violinist, Mr. Bo Jangles, who plays with his bow in one hand and his jangles in the other. And later on in the evening, we're going to have a visit from the one and only Mr. Bert Newton himself. See you, mustache. Thank you, good evening, and welcome to what sadly is the last in the present series of my Australian specials. And from now on, there'll be no more of those exciting dance routines by Jeff Richards' first edition. No more of those marvellous guest stars who bring you every week. No more of my telling you my jokes. That's the way. I didn't think you'd do it that well. There's a lady down there opening a bottle of champagne. Anyway, that's what I like. I didn't mean to do it, no. But that's what I like about Melbourne. I mean, Melbourne, the people have been so friendly. I mean, coming out of the studio last night, I got knocked down by a taxi. Didn't get his number, but I'd recognise the laugh anywhere. But to compensate for this being the last show, we've got an extra especially exciting lineup for you. We'll be meeting the world's worst mountain climber. Last year he tunnelled 3,000 feet beneath the surface of the Matterhorn before he realised he was holding the map upside down. Another explorer will tell us about the time he was stranded on a desert island in leap year with 365 women. For his birthday they gave him a rest. And with terrific stamina, it was nearly 15 months before he fired a distress rocket. And we'll also be talking to someone with very good luck indeed. He's an antique dealer. Now, I know it sounds silly, but I am, myself, I'm naturally superstitious, To be honest, the wife, laughs at my little foibles. So I've stopped. I've stopped showing them to her. Anyway, I was telling you about this antique dealer we'll be meeting later in the show. Now, he had a spot of very good luck. One day he was browsing through the current edition of the Antique Dealers Monthly, drooling over the centerfold of Eric Pierce, when he found this competition, which looked quite easy, so he decided to enter. It was a sort of quiz to test your knowledge about, ancient antiques. Name 3 jokes from Ronnie Corbett's act, it said. Well, this chap went one better and named all 4. And before he knew where he was, he'd won this fantastic prize of a weekend in Paris. Well, on the first night there, he meets this lovely young girl who unfortunately doesn't speak a word of English, which makes life a little bit difficult because his French vocabulary is a little bit limited, just to say a few essential phrases, like he knew how to say onion or garlic and would you mind standing a bit further away, please? That's it. So communication becomes a bit of a problem until suddenly he hits on the idea of drawing little pictures on the notepad, First he draws a picture of cocktail glasses, and immediately the girl understands. Now they go off and have a few drinks together. Then the chap draws a picture of a restaurant, Once again she nods her head and agrees. Off they adjourn to a little bistro, where he draws a little picture of a carafe of wine and pictures of various French dishes. In the end, they have an absolutely wonderful meal together and get on famously. Then finally, at the end of the evening, the girl leans across rather seductively, takes the chap's notepad from his hand, and he watches dumbfounded, in amazement, as she begins to draw the picture of this wonderful, huge Louis XIV 4-poster bed. Now, what I still can't understand is how on earth did she know he was in the antique business? I don't want to give the impression that romantic things only happen in France. I mean, right here in Melbourne, in the same street as me, there's a lady, carrying on with the milkman. This is true. Same house where I've got the house in Melbourne here. And, I mean, the truck parked so long outside her house last week, the rest of the street got bottled butter. And although she's trying to keep quiet about it, it is well known that the spinster at number 42 in our street is having a secret romance with the booking clerk at the local railway station. I hear he writes her love letters on the back of railway timetables. Listen to this. I found this one this morning in the street. It's quite interesting. This. Amelia, I will love you forever, except Saturdays. When I think of you, I am sick with love, but not while the train is standing in the station. I want to make love to you all night, stopping only to set down at Albury, Junee and Cootamundra. What can I say? You're getting the idea now, aren't you? What can I say about your shapely bosom? It's first class at the front of the train. Oh, Amelia, at sunset tonight, I will make mad, passionate love to you. Then and every 14 minutes until 11:58. Except Sundays and public holidays. Well, we'll be back after these messages with my first guest, Nick Gazzana. See you in a minute. My next guest is a singer, and as a comedian, to be honest, I have a great respect, for singers. I say as a comedian because, as I've been saying, that's what I am, a comedian. I know I keep reminding you about it, because if you tell a lie often enough, people start to believe it. Anyway, though, as I say it myself, I'm a comedian who's renowned for never disappointing his audience. You'll hear them after the show saying, I told you it'd be rubbish. And I know I certainly won't be disappointing you with my first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Gazzana.
Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia, Georgia on my mind, Georgia on my mind, Georgia, Georgia. No peace I find, just a song of you keeps rolling down the pine. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road comes leading on back to you. Wow! Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on. Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road comes leading on back to you. Wow! Georgia, Georgia, a song of you. Well, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia, Georgia on my mind. Wow! Well, just an old sweet song, yeah. Georgia on my mind. Georgia.
Thank you, Nick. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. Excuse me. I've been suffering. I've been suffering a little bit from insomnia. That's why he's laughing. I have been, but in fact, it's got so bad I've started losing sleep worrying about it. No, well, you know how it is when you can't sleep, don't you? You just lie there, you're staring at the ceiling, you know, and thinking, has the hot water bottle burst or has the cat christened the bedclothes again? Being a comedian, I suppose, for that reason, I started to tell myself jokes, you know, like you do, like the one about the Scotsman who tore a hole in the seat of his trousers, tried to pass himself off as a piggy bank. I thought jokes like that usually sent the audience to sleep, you know, so they might just work on me. That's not true. I hear you snore. Anyway, here is someone who will certainly keep you wide awake. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to a very funny comedian, Peter Kay.
Whoa, thank you. Thank you very much. What a thrill, ladies and gentlemen, to be on the Ronnie Corbett show. I mean that sincerely. He's a lovely fellow, isn't he? Is he a nice man? Yes. Speak to me, I'm human. No, he's a nice man. The only thing I really hate about doing any television show, and I've got to be honest about this, is the fact that they don't give you any time to do anything. You know what I mean? I mean, mind you, the bigger the star you are, the more time you have. You know, I mean, for example, Danny LaRue, I mean, he'd do, what, half an hour, you know. And Marcia Hines would do 15 minutes. Barry Crocker would do 5 minutes. And, pardon? Oh, well, I'd like to finish now. It's ridiculous. I mean, the producer said to me, he said, look, Peter, he said, you've got 4 minutes to go out there and endear yourself with the great Australian public. 4 minutes. I mean, Malcolm Fraser's had 4 years and he still hasn't made it. A ripple. Oh, come on. Well, it's ridiculous. I mean, do they treat all their overseas artists like this? I mean, what happened when Dave Allen came over? Did he get the same treatment? Mind you, he could probably handle it. We'll find out. Play the music. Oh. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Dave Allen Show. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately the show is going to be a little bit short tonight due to the fact that the producer has told me that I have to make some cuts. And of course, as you can see, I've already made one. Thank you. If you're all going to applaud individually, we'd be here all night. You realize that? But of course, cuts are really a sign of the times. I mean, for example, in England, there's a lot of cuts these days. Margaret Thatcher has got a great big axe and cut everything. She's got the axe and she's cut the economic problem. I frightened myself as well with that one. She cut the wages problem. In fact, she made so many cuts, it's now like living in a synagogue. If I'd have done it right, I'd have got a laugh. Sorry about that, it's my mother's teeth, I'm breaking them in for her. But of course, let's face it, everybody has to make cuts these days. Even in Ireland, we're doing our bit to conserve energy. We've decided that we're only going to switch on the electric clocks when we want to know the time. But in Ireland, we have very strange ways over there, as you probably know, and we've got some very strange ideas about religion as well. Hence the story of the priest that went to the bishop and said, I believe that Jesus drove a motor car. And the bishop said, how? How, in heaven's name, can you believe that Jesus drove a motor car? And he said, well, it says in the Bible that Jesus came down from the mountain in his triumph. Good night, and may your God go with you. Good night. Thank you. Thank you. Whoa. Thank you very much. Because I've noticed you get a lot of American shows over here on television, don't you? Like The $6 Million Man, which is a great show. Mind you, it's a good job his name's Austin and not Chrysler, because he'd never get the parts. You bought one as well, did you? And of course. But I like the American TV cops, and my favourite is a fella called Lieutenant Columbo. Let me hear the music, man.
you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I think you're terrific. You know, a lot of people ask me, why is it like me and a policeman? I think it's very difficult. Because, you know, crimes take a long time to solve these days. Especially in Ireland, where recently thieves broke into a bank and escaped in a helicopter. And the local police put up roadblocks. Mind you, they didn't get away with it because they got up to 2,000 feet. And Murphy turned to Paddy and said, it's windy up here, turn off the fan. But it happens all the time. But of course, you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to stamp out crime in Australia, there's only one way to do it. And that is to cut out the profit in crime. And the only way to cut out the profit in crime is to nationalize it and let the government run it. Thank you. Good night and God bless.
Time for one more. One more. One more. Off we go. Bloody applause! Bloody producer, he said, look, Alfie, he said, you have got to cut your act, he said. You have got to do less time, he said. I know why, don't I? It's because I'm a bloody palm in it. Don't laugh! Don't clap on your own, somebody will throw your fish. Listen, listen! He's going crook up there, isn't he? You're only applauding. I mean, look, you Aussies, you hate us Poms, don't you? Just because you can't beat us at cricket. No, you can't. The only way you're going to get any runs, mate, is if you bat when our team are at lunch. Well, here's the... I mean, the only way you got runs in India was because you bloody well drunk the water, wasn't it? Never mind clapping, never mind. I know how you hate us Poms, mate, and you're not so smart. You're not... I mean, it's all a matter of IQ, isn't it, see? Of course it is, isn't it? I mean, see, if you had an IQ of 150, you'd probably be a highly skilled technician, wouldn't you? See? Of course you would, see. And if you had an IQ of 100, you'd only be a bloody doctor, wouldn't you? If you had an IQ of only 20, you wouldn't be able to do up your shoelaces, would you? And that's why you Aussies wear thongs all the time, isn't it? Good night, thank you.
That was terrific, really lovely. Because funnily enough, when I came here, first of all, about 5 months ago to this country, sat down the first Saturday night, this is true, my wife and I, and then watched the telly, and then you came on Saturday Night Live being wonderful.
That's right.
Marvellous, really marvellous.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Terrific.
And may I say that I admire you too.
Oh, well, we both got taste. No, I've always wanted the opportunity to say that really, Peter, I am, one of your biggest fans.
Really? Well, that shows you the size of my fan club.
Now, when I say biggest, I don't mean, biggest. I meant when people say, when I said biggest, I didn't mean biggest in the sense of big. Oh, God, sorry, I've got one of these attacks coming on.
Attacks? What do you mean attacks?
Well, I keep getting these waffling attacks. They come on all the time, and well, not all the time, but well, now and again. Well, quite a lot of the time. Well, not. You know how you say all that. I mean, oh, help me, Peter, help.
Well, hang on, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ronnie, I'd love to help you, but how exactly?
Well, the way you do the jokes, that actor that you just had, also quick and quick fun. Clean, crisp. There on a plate.
You mean like a waffle?
That's very good.
Sorry.
Very good. Yes.
Nothing personal.
No.
Well, look, I'd love to help you, Ronnie. I'm just trying to think what I can do to help. Look, I'll tell you what.
Yes.
Look, hang on. I think I've got one here. Yeah. Try one of those.
What is this?
It's a sleeping pill.
Will it help me do quick jokes?
No, but it will keep you quiet while I do them.
That's very good, you see.
I'm no fool.
That's the sort of one I mean, you see, that sort of thing.
No, I really want to help you. Can I give you a bit of advice then? You know,
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
you know, that might help. Always try and stick to the point. You know, keep it nice and snappy.
Stick to the point,
Mm,
yes.
Yeah, I'll give you an example, if I may. A quick political joke.
Yes,
Right?
right.
Listen to this carefully, right? Now, Don Chip has promised that he's going to give the Democrats a lift, which is a great idea because then they'll have somewhere to hold their meetings.
Very good. Very good indeed. That is excellent. Yes. Quick.
Now you try it.
Me?
The exact same line.
All right.
Right.
Don Chip has
Yeah.
promised to give the Liberals a lift. Incidentally, talking about lifts, did you hear the story about the... no, did you hear the story about the pessimist who got stuck in a lift with 13 strippers and he pressed the alarm button?
No.
Did you hear about that?
Ronnie, you're doing it again.
Yes, I'm doing it
You're
again.
waffling.
Yes, you're right. I have been vague and indecisive ever since I can remember.
Really? How long's that?
How long is what?
Oh, God. No, I give in. That's it,
No,
Ronnie.
you
I can't
mustn't
help
give
you.
in.
I can't help you. I'm
you
sorry.
mustn't. You make Mary Hardy sound like she's on Valium. That's good. I did it. I did it. That was good.
Good one. You see what I mean? That was very good. Good for you.
Thank you.
Well, when I say good for you, I don't mean good for you. I mean sort of good for you. You know, good considering that you were having a bit of a... Are these waffling attacks of yours catching?
Well, we better introduce the next guest.
I think you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Richards' first edition.
When he says the first edition, he doesn't mean the first edition. Come on, it yourself.
Street life. Street life. Street life. Street life. Street life. Because there's no place I can go. Street life. It's the only life I know. Street life. And there's 1,000 parts to play. Street life. Until you play your life away. Oh, street life. Because there's no place I can go. Street life. It's the only life I know. Street life. And there's 1,000 parts to play. Street life. Until you play your life away. Oh, street life. Because there's no place I can go. Street life. It's the only life I know. Street life. And there's 1,000 parts to play. Street life. Until you play.
Thank you very much. One thing I am going to miss is Sundays in Melbourne. I'm really going to miss that, you know. No. So peaceful and relaxing, you know. Lying in bed, listening to the music and the birds and the Salvation Army band. And no, they're marvellous. In fact, one of the bands woke me up only last weekend. How they got into the bedroom, I'll never know. I remember the Sunday before when they were playing right outside our front gate, and our dog sneaked out very quietly, stood next to the chap playing the cornet. I don't think he realised he was there, you know, till he felt his leg getting warm. I shall miss all that. But as this is the last programme in the series, I thought I'd give you a selection from my new one-man show. Opened a one-man show last week. 6 of us in it, but only one man in the audience. And actually, I'm delighted to be able to tell you that tonight, that not long ago, I had the honour to be present at the birth of a new joke. Well, it doesn't happen very often, and this is how it came about. I'll tell you, my wife, no, that isn't the joke, by the way. No. No. My wife worries about my catching colds, and when we had these chilly nights, you know, 3 or 4 months ago, she put her foot down and insisted that I slept in the house. And the following morning, when I came downstairs, it was still a little bit nippy, so she gave the fire a poke. Now, it's unfortunate, really, because it's electric. Well, I helped her down off the roof, and I told her it was a blessing in disguise, really, because now she wouldn't have to go to the hairdresser and have her hair curled. So she came back in, it was still rather chilly, so she gave me a lovely bowl of porridge, you know, coming from Scotland. She made this lovely porridge, and her porridge certainly keeps the cold out. filled all the cracks in the wall with it. And we're as warm as that. We could never afford porridge when I was a child. As I said before, I had a very, very deprived childhood. In fact, when I was a baby, I had to push my own pram. Relationships were so strained in my house that even my teddy bear and I slept in separate beds. I was a very unlucky little child I was. At the age of 12 months, my 3 gollywogs formed a People's Republic and threw me out of the nursery. Now, since I've been doing these shows, we have received, I must tell you, we have received numerous requests about my singing, but I'm going to ignore them and do some anyway. Here with Jeff Richard's first edition is me. My baby don't care for clothes. My baby don't care for shows. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't care for furs and laces. My baby don't care for high-tone places. My baby don't care for rings or other expensive things. She's sensible as can be. My baby don't care who knows it. My baby just cares for gee, but it's great after being up late, walking my baby back home, arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. Bye-bye, baby, bye-bye, pretty baby, bye-bye, baby. Remember you're my baby when they give you the eye. Although I know that you care, won't you write and declare that though on the loose you are still on the square? I'll be gloomy, but send that rainbow to me, then those shadows will fly. Although you're gone for a while, I know that I'll be smiling with my baby by and by, with my baby. Bye, 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 baby. Bye, bye, baby, bye, bye. Right here in this studio, a young girl sang her way into the hearts of millions of viewers, and they watched her grow up into a lovely young lady. Along the way, she also won the heart of Mr. Bert Newton. So here she is again to sing for us now, Patty Newton.
Fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, they still say, I love you. On that you can rely, no matter what the future brings. Goes by. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man, and man must have his mate. That no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man and man must have his mate. That no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. As time goes
Lovely. Congratulations. That's for you. Very good, wasn't she?
Very, very
Yes.
nice. Really lovely.
Very proud of you. Yes.
Very nice. Well, very, very, very nice of you to come and pick Patty up.
Well, we're going to a party, actually, Ronnie, so I thought
really?
I'd pop in
Oh,
and pick
that's
her
right.
up.
Will you excuse me just a minute? I've just got to say hello to my two girls. Hello, girls. Emma and Sophie. Daddy's wearing the sweater you kindly knitted for him. As promised.
Hang on, I think they've left a bit behind.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Oh.
Allow me.
Oh.
I used to be a vet.
No, you haven't forgotten what we promised we do. Girls, I'll speak to the girls again. Uncle Bert and Auntie Patty are going to play charades with Daddy. Isn't that nice? I just explained. Would you say hello to the girls?
Hello.
Hello, girls.
Oh, this is going to be so exciting. Look, I'll go and get the stools ready and we'll carry on from there.
I can't go through with this.
You have to, Bert. His daughters are watching.
Everybody's watching.
Listen, if you don't do it, I'll tell the producer about you.
Drinking?
No, the...
Not the nail varnish. Ready when you are, Ronnie.
There we are.
Boy.
That's it. Take a seat.
Thanks, Ronnie.
This is going to be so exciting. Right, the first one coming up is a film. Oh, sorry, I'm not meant to say that. I'm not meant to talk, am I?
A film.
No, a film, right?
Gone with the Wind.
Well, there's no need to be as quick as that. That was a bit uncalled for, that. I mean, well, you don't get any points. I was just, that doesn't count. I'm just showing you what the game's about. Now, now we'll have the real one.
God. Go on, Ronnie.
Hey, go on, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Television personality. Oh, sorry, I'm not meant to say it. Sorry, I said it wrong. Ready?
Sounds like.
On a trampoline.
Oh, dear, there's no need to be facetious. We're all trying hard, Patty. No, on a trampoline. Sounds like this. Sounds like...
Whistler's mother in a lift?
It is some sort of a whistle.
A penny whistle. A swanee whistle. Swanee. Sounds like Swanee. Swanee. Swanee.
It's somebody's first name. Bonnie.
Connie?
Donnie.
Johnny? Lonnie? Ronnie?
Oh. Next bit.
Oh, yeah. Ronnie Dog.
Ronnie Wolfhound.
Ronnie Chihuahua. Careful with the chair. Heel.
Ronnie Whippet.
Ronnie Nutcase.
Ronnie Barker. Ronnie Barker.
Yeah, very good,
That's
yes.
very
I've had enough of this
clever.
rot. Let's go.
Ronnie Barker.
Hello again. Now, before I begin whatever I'm going to do, I'd like to drink this little toast. I must be honest, this is pathetic. This is a sure sign that the series is getting to an end. The other week, it was rare old wine from the Barossa Valley and Havana cigars. This week, it's half a glass of Fanta and 2 Cravenets. One of them's got lipstick on it. Wish the producer wouldn't smoke the props. And I'm not even sure that this is Fanta, you know. With all these hospital series going on, you can never be sure what you're getting hold of. Now, we all know, to be honest, who is to blame for this sort of thing. Kerry Packer. Not a pretty sight. No, actually. No, I mustn't say that. Oh, goodness me. No, I mustn't say. He sends us all one of these every Christmas. And it reads, Merry Christmas from Kerry Packer. Price 50 cents. Plus frame, glass, packing and postage and signature, $6.75. No, and there's a nice little Christmas message on the front. Dear Ronnie, it says. Credit cards welcome. Anyway, that doesn't worry us. Needn't worry you. Worries us, but it needn't worry you. Luckily, I have made my own arrangements to toast us all. This is actually something I made myself from a very, very old Russian wine it is actually. Made from a very, very old Russian recipe given to my grandfather by a very, very old Russian who copied it out of the Woman's Weekly. I've got a cellar full of this stuff at home. I shall have to start putting it in bottles. It's silly. Well, it's silly. Slushing about in wellies every time you want a drink. I mean... I've got my great-grandfather to thank for this. You'd have liked my grandfather. My God, he's a great old character. When he was alive, you know. When he was dead, he was a bit ordinary, but... Actually, he had a very adventurous life. He actually fought in the Zulu Wars. Not all of them, you know. Got fed up with blacking up every morning. He was a record holder in his own right. He was the only man who'd ever slid down Mount Everest on a tin tray. And they buried him where he came to rest. Just outside Wagga Wagga. That's neither here nor there. Rather a stupid expression, that, really. Because if it's neither here nor there, where the hell is it? What I mean to say is, while I'm chattering away like this, we are losing valuable piano playing time. Now, I suppose a lot of you are thinking to yourselves, sorry, there I go again being presumptuous, because you might not be thinking anything of the sort. You might not be thinking anything at all. What you're thinking is none of my business, to be honest. You might be thinking, I wish he'd hurry up and get off. I mean, you might be thinking anything from when Kojak has a shave, where does he actually start? Or you might be thinking, will Gwen Plum finish up in the stew? I mean, I don't know what you might be thinking. I mean, after all this, you might be thinking, you're not doing a lot of thinking. You might be thinking that I cannot actually play the piano. Ha, ha, ha. And have I a surprise for you? Have I a surprise for you? Oh, yes, I have. Now, I'll be honest, I only received this morning, and I am very, very, very proud of it. It is a certificate of merit, put that down there, certificate of merit from the Royal Vienna State Academy of Pianoforte and Music Studies. Phone Lakes Entrance 259 after. That's right. Actually, to be honest, I was searching through the doors this morning, and I brought one or two other things. There's some medals here that my little this I got for running at school. This I got for crawling at the BBC. And this actually is a very interesting medal. This medal was awarded during the war by the American forces for outstanding action in the field. Belongs to my sister, actually. I was talking about my piano, my pianoforte studies at the Royal Vienna State Academy at Lakes Entrance. It was, to be honest, a correspondence course. Now I had quite a number of lessons, and the first lesson we got was, you see, now, apparently the computer went wrong, and I got the same lesson again the next week. Then there was a postal strike. Now, that went on for 6 weeks. Of course, we haven't got time for all of it, I know, but I mean... actually, as you can see with the certificate, I haven't got time for any of it. No, I did eventually get the hang of it, and now I don't suppose I'll ever be another Pablo Casals, but I am going to have my own little public debut. You can't say that without looking funny, can you? My public debut. I'm going to have my public debut tonight, here and now. I would like to play my own personal arrangement of that wonderful tune by Stephen Sondheim, Send in the Clowns. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Channel 9 Network have been very, very good, and they have said that if I do really well, they're going to let this show... I just... Hello? Yes. All right, then. Good night.